Like, I want the Leafs to go out and get a difference maker. Like, Ethan Bear is, that's kind of neat and intriguing, and it could work. But, like, I want them to get a guy who is definitively, like, at least, at minimum, going to be in your lineup every night. You know what I mean? Get me interested. If you're not going to get that guy, I don't know.
Like, well,
throw Kokkonen in there. I don't know.
Topi Niemela. Mario Ferrero's name's come up with Leaf fans. It's not in any. I want to say there's been nothing from the rumor mill about that.
He'd
but that's
probably be in the lineup every night.
Well, he's a top 4 guy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting too. Darren Ferris won.
Yeah. Wait, did he?
Steve, because I saw that Philip Broberg was sent to Bakersfield.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, Darren Ferris lost. But in fact, I was wrong. Because it's been reported this morning that because of the Darren Ferris hoopla, teams have started calling about Broberg.
There you go.
Hey!
So maybe it worked.
Darren! Oh! What? No, it's time that agents got their due. Let's give the center of attention all the attention he deserves, Darren. Oh.
Jesse.
He needs a podcast. Can we hook him up?
Jesse, how would you feel about this name?
Darren Ferris.
Tyson Barrie, who was given permission to talk to other teams, but Barry Trotz is now pissed off that got out.
Yeah, like, it helps when it's out there. Like, I don't know why these GMs sometimes get so upset, because the more people know, the more phone calls they'll make. So, like, this Darren Ferris thing, like, he's kind of right in that you make a hoopla and now people are calling. And same with Tyson Barrie. If people know, then they will call. And I don't know. Tyson Barrie has a fit a lot of places around the Leaf because Tyson Barrie's still good. Like, there's nothing wrong with Tyson Barrie.
Okay, if the Leafs didn't have to pay Nazem Kadri for him, do you mind Tyson Barrie on this year's Leafs?
No. Dude, we need to adjust our expectations with Barrie. I think people are too hard on him. And listen, I did not enjoy his tenure as a Leaf. I didn't. But I've watched him play since. And if you surround him with not Cody Ceci, which 2 teams have tried, and
a head coach that didn't hate his guts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like Babcock, like you should look at his splits between when he played for Babcock and then when Keefe took over.
Oh,
he had like 17 points in his first 23 games under Keefe.
If you don't deploy him like a stubborn moron, he's actually a pretty good, serviceable NHL player. Dude, after the Oilers traded him to Nashville, like, he almost willed that team like to the friggin' playoffs without Ekholm and everything. They replaced Matthias Ekholm with Tyson Barrie, and everyone said, "Welp, that's not a recipe for success." They had a nearly entire forward lineup of AHL players, and they were playing great.
I want to add on the Barry Trotz thing, being pissed off about the fact that it got out. If an agent calls another team and says, "Hey, Tyson Barrie's on the block. Just want to let you know. Can you keep it quiet?" Why would they bother?
Right.
Like, I want to help the Nashville Predators. Fuck off. Like, why? And that's the way it works, right? Like, this is a competitive thing. I don't know why. Does that make Barry Trotz less likely to trade him? No.
Here, this is Barry Trotz's phone. Oh. Click. Hello, Darren.
Yeah. I don't think we're in a situation where knowing that Tyson Barrie is on the block will affect the Tyson Barrie price. I feel like the price isn't going anywhere. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Barrie.
That 4th is now a conditional 4th.
Yeah, and like he's on an expiring deal. It's $4.5 million. He's a serviceable defenseman. There's going to be a lot of teams interested in him as we get closer to the March 8th trade deadline.
March 8th. And, well, here, I'll tell you why I think Barry Trotz might be a little miffed that this got out. You can't tell on NHL.com because it's a terrible website from a terrible league, but the Nashville Predators are actually, even though they're not in a playoff spot right now, one of the hottest teams in the NHL.
Yeah,
they're 8-2.
Well, and they have a backlog of young defensemen that they want to play ahead of Tyson Barrie, unfortunately.
Yeah, so looking at what the Preds want to be, a team building for the future, whether they make the playoffs or not, and the fact that Barrie has an expiring contract, He's been on the block since the opening puck drop of the season. What are you talking about?
It's when you look at the teams that'll be in that area who are going to sell at the deadline, you look at their UFAs and you're saying, oh yeah, he's probably going to be available.
Yeah.
So it's not really news.
It's a logical assumption.
Yeah. Also, Steve, before we get too far from Broberg, you spent all last episode calling him a right-handed defenseman. He is not.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, at least I got the position right. Which isn't a given.
Which, that hasn't happened in the past. But
No,
yeah,
he's left.
Lefty. Yeah.
And I even looked. I feel like during the stream yesterday, I was like, well, he's 22. He shoots left. Blah blah blah. Oh well.
But yeah, so that whole segment, we got to trash it.
Oh man.
Got to throw it away.
Man.
Got to throw it in the garbage.
By the way, I thought as just like a rule, and maybe I'm wrong about this. Generally, people favored the right hand over the left.
Wait, what do you mean?
And just like in human society, I always thought there were more right-handed.
Oh,
people
shooting
than left.
like for hockey?
No, I didn't say hockey. I'm saying just in society.
Yeah.
I thought that human beings were more often right-handed than left.
For writing.
Well, why is it so hard to find a right-handed shot defenseman? Why has that become like a thing?
Because apparently, if you shoot right and catch left, that's weird.
Yeah.
I shoot right and catch left.
Yeah, that is. So the way I was taught when you're younger is you want your dominant hand to be on top. Like, is that not
that
basics?
Right? No,
That's the way
I
you
always
learn.
thought it was this hand lower down on the stick.
If you're more people are right-handed, so you want your dominant hand on top, so you learn to shoot left more.
Should I have learned to shoot left?
I don't know.
So for Dragon Boat, which is like I don't even know how to describe it for the audio, but you have my right hand goes over top to my left side, and my left hand is down at my hip as I'm pulling the water. But if I go to the other side, which would be closer to how I shoot a hockey stick, it's like I've never done it in my entire life.
Yeah, because you're more comfortable with your dominant hand on top.
Yeah, I couldn't golf on my left. I couldn't swing a baseball bat on my left. All of it is on my right.
Yeah, golf is the opposite. Like the golf, you swing the same way you kind of right, unless you're weird. And like a lot of people learn golf left-handed as well, but like most of the time you just learn on the same side you right. But with hockey, it's the other way because I think you want your dominant hand on top.
I am absolutely everything
That's
with
how
my
I
right
learned as a
hand,
kid,
except for
but-
catching.
Yeah,
really
catching because you got to be able to throw.
Yes.
with your hand.
Right.
My dominant hand is my throwing hand.
Yes, that's how it works. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
I guess Adam.
I just find it I've been finding it weird for years, and I just thought I thought there were I could swear in my class growing up most people were right-handed. It was weird to see left-handed people because they'd have the ink all over their hands because they'd be writing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dude, the majority of the superstars we watched growing up were left-handed shooters. Yeah. Like Mario Lemieux is It's funny. There's an argument. He's the best player of all time. I mean, most people would agree it's Gretzky, but there's an argument for right-handed players. There's no argument.
That's
at
so
all.
weird.
Yeah, no,
I would love to know more about.
It's a weird conversation because I feel like you have this conversation with 5-year-olds because that's when you learn to pick up a stick.
Yeah.
So so I feel I don't know how we're analyzing this right now and trying to have the.
But I think it's interesting because why is this such oh my? If we don't get a right-handed defenseman, we're gonna die. And that's been the Leafs' narrative for 8 years.
There was a play last night where I don't remember who the defenseman was, but they were trying to hold the line. The offensive line, and they couldn't do it because whoever it was holding the line had to go on their backhand.
Really?
And I'm sure you could get by, but there are plays where it's helpful.
So it's interesting. According to purehockey.com, at the NHL level, there is a nearly 2-to-1 ratio of lefties to righties, just generally.
Mm-hmm.
Even though 90% of the population is right-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right-handed people naturally shoot left with a hockey stick.
Wow. That's
I know,
so wild.
I need to re-listen to this baked or something.
Yeah. This is just crazy.
This is blowing my mind.
And also, they say, it's interesting that you mentioned that, a lot of the reasons are some of the players that are role models are left-handed. Like Doug Gilmour is my favorite hockey player of all time. It always bugged me that he was left-handed and I was right-handed. And I couldn't be exactly like him.